Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Demon's Souls. Sorry the previous episode was a little bit dry. There was a lot of stuff I was explaining that probably didn't need quite that in-depth explaining. Anyways, we're gonna go down this way. There is actually something we can get over there, the Thief's Ring, and we can also help out Ostrava of Boletaria, who is kind of a sissy. He gets himself into trouble a lot. Anyways. Whew. Beware of that trap. This guy loves his fire bottles, and he loves his gunpowder traps, and he's not afraid to use either, so just be wary. Okay. Anyways, I'm just gonna take out these two, talk to a merchant who we have very close by. There we go, another backstab for you. And then we are going to go on ahead and help Ostrava, because he's a nice guy. So, through here, if we break these barricades that this guy has set up, I don't know if he wanted those to stay up, but, you know, either way.
Good day to you. Care to look over my wares? Mostly stolen, but who's telling you?
This is actually a Dregling merchant, so he's one of the slave soldiers that we've been fighting. But this guy is actually friendly, as annoying as his voice may be. He sells us some grass, he sells us firebombs, soldiers' lotuses, but these are all drops from this world, so we honestly don't need to waste our souls on them. He also sells longsword, club, short spear. Really, I'll tell you this right now, you don't need to waste money on any of these guys. It's really a huge waste of your money buying these armor sets, anything like that. Some of them can only be obtained from this guy, but for the most part, you'll be able to find almost everything you could ever need just off of enemy drops and throughout the levels, so.
Be a brave knight or depraved slave, the demons will snatch your soul, then you'll go mad. And those who dare cling to their humanity are hunted down. It is the end of great Boletaria as we know it. But hell, at least the demons don't send us to our deaths in battle.
So yeah.
There's this skinny fella, clad in fabulous armor, who's always mumbling about some mission. He's another one who's managed to stay sane like yourself. Probably some pampered son by the looks of his attire. I'd give an arm just for the buttons off his shirt.
Oh, indeed you would. He was actually talking about Ostrava there.
It is the end of great... But hell...
Yep. Alright, he has nothing else to talk to us about, so...
I'm not going anywhere.
I imagine you aren't. Alright, let's continue on. Backtrack a little bit. Go meet up with our good friend Ostrava. He's a good guy, he's just prone to getting in trouble, and we have to get him out of it. Anyways. See, the situation he's gotten himself in this particular case, he's stuck in this area by a bunch of Dregling soldiers. He's pretty much boxed in. If he goes down, he's gonna be assaulted by like all these guys at once. So what does he want us to do? He wants us to go take care of it for him. First though, Thief's Ring. It makes us harder to detect by AI enemies. Not by PvP people, so other players can see you, I'm pretty sure. And I think Black Phantoms can still see you pretty well, but the Thief's Ring is useful for just normal enemies, so that you can get a little bit of a better jump on them. Anyways, let's talk to Ostrava.
That was a bold jump. A surprise indeed. Well, now that you are here, pray thee, fend off these Dreglings.
And that's all he has to say to us, so drop on down and hope we don't die. Okay. Now, funny thing happened to me last time I did this. As you saw before, the Dreglings aren't the smartest, and some of the Dreglings, or actually all of them, went up in a flame like that. It was actually pretty hilarious, because that happened, but like 5 times over. Also, don't step in that fire, it hurts. But yeah. Pretty much they killed the bulk of their ambush team just by doing that, so Ostrava drops down behind us.
My thanks for your brave rescue. I am Ostrava of Boletaria. Accept this as a token of my gratitude.
And he gives us a telescope. Telescope is mostly useless. Really, its biggest use to you is for trading it in for something much better. Or at least something that can be used. Anyways. Oh, right. Oops. Breast telescope. I'll show this off in a second, but for now, let's go on ahead and help out Ostrava. We don't want him to die, of course. There we go. He's not a bad fighter, I'll give him that, although his equipment is lackluster compared to some of the better stuff that you can get later on. It does look cool, though. It's the rune sword and the rune shield. It's a very fancy bit of stuff. And right here is where you really want to look out for the guy, because he's actually going to go on ahead and fight a Blue-Eye Knight. He can take care of most things by himself. In fact, he's not doing a bad job against this Blue-Eye Knight, but he could use our help. Honestly, he has a crapload of health, so he isn't in the biggest danger in any case, but it's just nice to help him out, you know. And he clears out some enemies, especially that Blue-Eyed Knight with the Claymore. Any knight with a Claymore, the Blue-Eye or the Red Eye Knights, are very big dangers to you. You don't want to get on the wrong side of them, because that Claymore does ridiculous amounts of damage. If you get hit by that thing, you're going to be in very low spirits. Anyways. You can actually hurt and even kill Ostrava. After a few hits, I think 4 or 5 hits, he'll realize that you're either really bad at aiming or you're just all-out hostile towards him, and he'll start fighting you. But, luckily, if you do genuinely make a mistake or a few mistakes, the game is decently lenient with not having him attack you immediately. So anyways, we're taking out a few of these Draglings, and our prize for such is some more material for upgrading our items. Anyways, Ostravo's coming down to help us, but he sees we have everything under control. So we got shards of hardstone, and we got shards of sharpstone. Obviously, shards of hardstone are better, or are used for upgrading shields and such, and shards of sharpstone, I believe, are for swords. And then there's also bladestone, which I think upgrades slashing weapons, I believe. I haven't worked with the upgrade system in a while. It's kind of a pain in the butt, especially when you're grinding just one material. But there are a few different good ways to get that stuff, either from just predetermined drops in the game, or from crystal lizards, which are very good ways of getting ores, like bladestone, hardstone, all that good stuff. Oh god. Alright. I'm getting a little bit cocky. There we go. See, that's why you never want to just rush out and attack, because you will die, and it will be embarrassing. Luckily, though, we haven't been having that much trouble so far. Anyways, let's continue along. Let's get right here. You know, I never changed the brightness settings, and it's really starting to bother me. I'm gonna have to remember to do that as soon as I can. Okay. So if we run back this way, this will actually bring us back to where we were. From this point on, we've pretty much seen everything. Let's take out these 2 soldiers. These guys try and ambush us from above. If you notice up there, there are actually some soldiers in wait. And once you come one way or the other, they just sort of drop down and attack you. Luckily, though, they aren't that big of a threat. I'm using a few more Crescent Moon grasses than I'd like to, but that's neither here nor there. Gotta use them. It's either that or die, and dying is not on my schedule. At least not yet. I'll make time for it later on. There will be plenty of time to die against enemies who are actually worth a damn. This guy you do want to lower a little bit just so that you're on better fighting ground, because fighting these guys on a stairway when you have the lower ground is just not great. It's not an amazing place to have a fight against one of these guys. I mean, not to say it's impossible, but it's not quite so convenient. There we go. We have that guy shooting little arrows at us. Think you can get away with that? I think not. I wonder if I can push you with the crossbow. No, I can't. I can shoot you from point blank, though. Alright, do it again. Bam! Got some late moon grass. Did that guy drop anything? I don't see anything. If there was anything, then there would be a yellow light on the ground, but not going to take the chance to run back down there. I'm too lazy. Alright, this part right here, this is the rearmost area of the outer wall. This path back here has a lot of draglings, if you can't see. But we have a nice little strategic trap to lay for them. Oh, and I fell for it myself. Luckily, though, wasn't enough to kill me. I'm not that weak. It is kind of weird, though. You do want to stand back when you do that, because you can get hit by